Hey everyone, happy Sunday, everyone. So, today I am going to talk to you guys about basically rejection in sales and the word no. No! Why do they say no? I'm Nancy. I am the co founder of UCoachia. I teach sales strategies, and online events in UCoachia. And if you guys are unaware, we have an upcoming massive lead generation summit. So we are pretty excited about this. If you are ready to kind of learn more about how to build out your leads, definitely just comment below and we'll make sure to get you guys an invite. So, to the topic at hand, this is all about why people say no. So, you're out there, you have an amazing offer, you say to people, hey, I want to present this to you. I'm excited. You're all confident. You're doing all the things. You figured out all the questions that you need to ask. And they come back and they say, hmm, I need to think about it. Or that's really expensive. Or I need to go talk to Santa Claus. There's always something that comes back. And then all of a sudden you're like, they're saying no. Now, we can internalize this. So we can say, oh my gosh, that means they are rejecting my offer. They are rejecting my offer, and that means they are rejecting what I have to say, and what I'm offering has no value, and therefore I should just give up and quit. Okay, I mean, you could do that. Or, wow, my thing is, by the way, I'm getting pop ups about the frame rate, so if it's junky, I don't know. Um, or what could happen is you could say to yourself, they need something else. So let's go talk about the six main reasons why people say no. The first reason is they don't trust you. They don't trust you. So you haven't built up that sense of trust with them. And now, what's great is we go into this in a lot of detail. I'm going to be breaking down each one of these in my class in UCoachia. But this is just a broad stroke. So the first one is they don't trust you. What do? Well, you have to learn how to be more confident in what you're saying. You need to stop being so pushy because sometimes when you're, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous about this, it can come off as aggressive and pushy. Where even though you could say the exact same sentence to someone and get a different response. So, like, you could say, think about the word hi and how many different ways you can get a different response from someone just by saying the word hi. Like, hey, hi, hi, hi. Just, I mean, it's weird, but it's totally true. So sometimes it's just what you're saying, and the way that you're saying it is coming off too strong. We need to practice that, and that's what we do. So we're going to be doing workshops on practicing your confidence, your patterns, and all that, so that you guys can absolutely nail down how to do this. The next thing is they might not trust themselves. What does that mean, right? Like, why wouldn't they trust themselves? Because maybe they've made some mistakes in the past, right? Like, or maybe they have made financial decisions that didn't pay off, or they believed what somebody told them because that person did speak in a confident way. And now they think, oh my gosh, I can't trust anyone. I don't trust my own sense of judgment about this. What am I supposed to do? And it's basically like everyone's coming at them and they believe everyone's a liar, but at the same time, they don't trust themselves to be able to discern who's telling the truth and who is lying. So you get that person who is just kind of in that state. And sometimes when you're speaking to them, it feels like they're pushing you away. Like you might feel like there's a wall. So just be aware of that. And that's often like a defensive mechanism where they do not trust themselves. So they're trying to protect themselves. Because if they know if they start trusting you and then this happens again, it's their fault. So it's really just a protective measure. The other thing that can often happen, so they don't trust you, they don't trust themselves. They might just want to say no. They just want to say no and they're a little bit scared to say it. So sometimes we have to give them an opportunity to do that. That's okay. I mean, not everything is for everyone, right? Not everyone likes chocolate ice cream. It's okay for people to say no, but you need to understand what the real reason is behind their no, and we need to break down all the questions that you need to ask to try to figure out, like, okay, is it their lack of trust? Who aren't they trusting? Do they want to say no? The other reason is they might not see the value in your offer. So a lack of value does not mean your offer doesn't have the value. It just means that you were unable to share that value with them. So when somebody says no, they're often saying no to that lack of value. So what do? You want to come back with the additional value. So you need to say, it's kind of like when you're at a doctor's office, and I think they call it like the walking out the door symptom. I could get that wrong, but I guess like you're in the doctor's office, and let's say you're in there for whatever issue you have, and you're kind of ashamed or embarrassed or whatever it is that you just even bring it up. So the doctor goes through the whole thing and they say, "Oh, do you have any more questions?" And you're like, "No." And they walk out the door and you're like, "Excuse me, I actually do." You needed additional information. So sometimes they just need additional information. Now, they could also have way too much information. And I think we've all been guilty of that, myself included, where you're excited about something and you don't know almost like how to filter it because you have so many great things you want to share. And now that person has information overload, so they're not able to process it. And again, we need to figure out the questions to ask to understand what exactly is the issue that they're experiencing. Is it too much information? Is it too little information? Is they don't trust you? They don't trust themselves? Or that they actually want to say no? And the final thing is that you gave away a free session and they think they're cured. So when it comes to that, that's going to have to be something you have to work on yourself and kind of learn the difference between a discovery call and a coaching call. It's a small difference. One of them you get paid for, and one of them you don't. One of them you're trying to actually help the person solve their true, like the problem they came with, and one is you're helping them discover what their problem is. So when people say no to you, they're generally saying it for those reasons, and they come underneath the umbrella of money, time, what is it? Money, time, and someone else. So trust. So those are usually the umbrella they fall within. So you need to know, like, okay, if it really is money, how do we figure out what's going on with their money? Like, is it really money, or is it that they don't think they have the time? If they don't think they have the time, why? Are they not trusting themselves? Is this project not important to them? We need to dig a little deeper on each issue, because if you just hear somebody say to you, well, I don't think this is for me. Why? What is it that they are hearing or not hearing? And that'll help you fix your offer. Don't be afraid to get feedback and don't be afraid to ask for it. There's no harm in that. So I want you guys to always think like if somebody rejects you, they're not rejecting you and they're rejecting the offer. And that gives you an opportunity to reframe the offer so that you can learn how to present it. Because you've heard about people who make like these unbelievable offers that everyone just goes for. Well, they didn't get there on the first try. Okay, so it took a couple steps, maybe 10 iterations, maybe 20, maybe 30, but it took a lot of time to build up to the point where they had an unbelievable offer that everyone said yes to. And the reason why everyone said yes to it at that end point is because they asked the questions. Why are you saying no? What information is missing from this that would make you say yes? What do you what do you need to hear? What is it that you wish this had? If they say, well, no, I'm not interested, be like, no, I got that. I'm asking you what's missing, because again, people's first instinct, and I spoke about this before, is to say no. So why do people say no? Because it's their first instinct. You can't hear it as the truth. It is just one of the components of making a sale is hearing no. And I believe you're going to hear no approximately 8 times before somebody says yes. I think there's a stat about that. So again, when people say no, it's not to you, it's their first instinct. There are about 6 main reasons why they say no. There are 3 umbrellas that this falls up. This is like a math problem. And generally, it takes around 8 touches for someone to go from a no to an interested. And this isn't 8 touches of pushiness. This is like you like reaching out and not accepting that no as a final no. There's a difference between no thank you and no. So just learn the difference between the two. And it's going to take a little bit, but the first thing that you need to do is put on a thick skin, a detective hat, and get out there and find out why this is happening and what you can do to fix it. Because the great thing about this is that you are in complete control and you're able to go back, research, repair, rewrite, redo until your 30th time when all of a sudden everyone's saying yes. I hope that was helpful. I cannot wait to see you guys in class. If you have any questions about sales, sales strategy, the summit that we have coming up, let me know. I am here to help you. You can just type in the comments anything you want. And until then, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.